What will he find out there, Doctor?
It's destiny.
You really did it. You finally broke it. Damn you! God damn you all to hell! Bienvenue and welcome to 150 Days of Winter. If we haven't met before, my name is Alex and this is your pre-November update for the coming season. Of course, as always, if you haven't already, I would seriously consider about subscribing to this channel for this winter. It should be full of some very good stuff, if I say so myself. However, enough with that, and on with some interesting information. And of course, we start off with some bad news. This really gets me, just somewhere around there. Yeah, in my upper throat. Yeah. Behind me, the beloved Creux Noir chair. This year, morto. No! Dead.
No! God, please, no! No!
Finished. No! If you look on the piece map this year, no pieced and no lift line. A serious kick in the teeth for everyone who loves it. And it's not just me. If you watched my channel last year, you'll know how much we love to picnic at the top of this place. But not just that. To the left-hand side, there's a bowl with some amazing snow that can really only be accessed by Creux Noir chair. To get up there now, you're going to have to traverse slightly over to Mirabel and tour up. A lot of work for one run. So I know it's a really old chair. They found cracks in the concrete footings of the pylons, which, you know what? In my opinion, they should have upgraded this chair a long time ago, but no one really uses it, which is such a shame. However, so this year, Pada Creux Noir.
No! No! Oh, I see what you're driving at.
Okay, so this next one, I'd say it's a real Marmite moment, but in this case I think if everybody hated Marmite, it would be like this. Courchevel has decided to tarmac over the road that heads up from Courchevel up to the Cellier behind me, and then further over up to the Lowe's and then down to Mirabel. Meaning that if you have a normal road cycle, you'll now be able to cycle directly from Courchevel over to Mirabel and be able to say that you've gone over the 11th highest cyclable col in the French mountains. Alternatively, you can say, wow, Courchevel has just covered the mountain in bitumen and tar in order to make this possible. I guess the phrase is you decide. General opinion amongst locals is no, not good. But we shall see. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, let's take a quick walk up there and see what we can see. Well, as you can see, it goes on further up the mountain, goes up to the Soucoupe restaurant, and then heads over to the Col de la Loze, and then down to Mirabel. Whether that is worth all the petrochemicals that have been poured, all the bitumen, or the tar, you really decide that. However, next summer, this road will be open for cyclists. Oh, Lord, that's a tough walk. Anyway, I'm now up at Biollay, and I've got two things to tell you up here. One of which, not so important, but the other thing, super important. Well, behind me you can see there's a new selfie station at the top of Biollay. For the self-obsessed generation, you can now get your picture taken automatically when you're up here, which for somebody who spends their life talking to a camera, hashtag self-obsessed. Yeah, all the instructions are written up there, but rather like, I think, on top of Signal and some other places, you've been able to do this for the past couple of years. So anyway, so yeah, even more Instagram pictures. Isn't that really good? I know. Anyway, the second point, which really isn't so important, but Courchevel has just installed a whole bunch of new snow cannons down just across the valley here, just across the valley on the piece called Cave de Creux, which is a little path that takes you from Creux to the restaurant Cave de Creux, which again, not sponsored, but really nice mountain restaurant. At the moment it looks like an absolute war zone, but yeah, they've laid loads of new snow cannons there, and I think that brings the total number in the three valleys to about 2 billion. No, about 2,300. But once again, I think they're pointing out the fact that if you want guaranteed snow, come to Courchevel or the Three Valleys. Okay? Okay. Next one. This year, the Grande Jatte lift from 1550 up to 1850 has been upgraded from a 4-man bubble to a 10-man. Brand new lift station at the top. New one down in 15. Hey, if you think 1850 is too expensive, maybe it's a reason to go and stay down in 1550 instead. Better access all round. To the next one. Of course, finally, it brings us to Courchevel's first attempt at snow harvesting. You see this thing up here? Big white tarpaulin full of insulation and snow from last year. The big question is, when they unveil it soon, will it have a meaningful amount of snow, or just enough to have a nice snowball fight between the Mary? It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, it looks tiny. Let's get closer. God, that's a steep walk. Anyway, as you can see, now we're nearer. It's absolutely huge. For what I remember from being told to begin with, they were expecting about a 70% loss from what the snow they put in. So they were only expecting 30% back. I would say from there, I'm just guesstimating, but I'd say at the moment about 50%. And luckily it's now getting cold and windier, that you might be able to hear. So, you know, fingers crossed. Probably in November they're going to take the sheets off and we're going to see. Should be interesting. Would make a great snowball fight. Anyway. And on that note, that about wraps it up. Of course, if you've enjoyed this, drop me a like down below. If you want to follow me this winter, smash that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you probably in November. Fingers crossed. Ciao.